Okay, guys, let's do market briefing for today. Uh, it's a weekly market briefing. So we're gonna look at what's the SPY has been doing so far. Um, so the first thing you need to notice is that we're still on this trend line, and it looks like we're about to break out again, right? But we have a big supply zone right over here. Alright, we have a massive amount of sellers that we can see within 1 hour time frame, or to be more accurate, you can see it within um, 15 minutes time frame. So we're gonna draw our first demand zone. Right, we have a big selling point right over here, and then whoever is shorting, they are waiting for the short to come back right over here as well. Alright, and then for the key level, as I mentioned the other day, guys, this is not a selling point right at this zone right here. This is actually a very good demand zone where people are buying aggressively right over here, right? So during the pre-market, in the past few days during the pre-market, we were seeing it that it's creating a bear flag. But remember, we have a strong buying over here. We have a very aggressive buying over here. So we have to be very careful, or if you want to short the market, because this is the buying area. Okay. So yesterday we entered right at the bottom. I didn't expect for the market to break this, to break the neck, to break the range. By that day, I was expecting like one more down, something like this, and then maybe on Monday we broke through, and apparently it broke through yesterday on Friday. So I was only getting like probably about 20% up here, but I think I made more on Nvidia call, right? And then we made some calls too over here, and then we made I think like 30%, a good 30%, and then we got stop out due to the demand zone over here, right? So we got stop right here, and then I just close my position when it's slightly red. I just close my position immediately, all right? And then we broke to this the supply zone, and then now I guess we're heading back up to this area, right? But remember, if we go back up to that area when we've been creating a series of higher low and higher low. So this is a higher low from here, right? And then this is the higher low from here. So I'm really guessing that we might have a parabolic move soon. We might have a parabolic move. So in this case, I think it's safe to say that we might be seeing somewhere around this level again, right? 414, right? But in order to do that, we have to break this very big obstacle, which is the supply zone, right? And then we have another supply zone right over here. Alright, this is a very big supply zone where people sell aggressively. So there's a bunch of layers of supply zones in over here that we need to break through before we go to the 0.5. And how do you trade this market, right? In order to trade this market, you have to be very patient. So you gotta wait for a consolidation to finish, and then see what the consolidation looking like. Is it bullish or bearish? Do you find any buyers, right? So during this breakout, I noticed that we have a very big buying zone over here, and also we need to figure it out if the buyer is present yet or not. So the buyer was present the day before the breakout, right? The buyer was present over here, and then I told the people in the Discord group that, hey, we found the buyers over here, all right? And then when they retest, they hold it down here, right at this demand zone, right? This demand zone, and then we enter right at the demand zone that they retested, right? So and then makes it creating a big move to the upside, right? Okay, so in this case, we are waiting. So I don't know if I should trade tomorrow, because this is a very confusing area unless they move the market up over here during the pre-market. I hope they move it up here so we have a good risk to reward to play put, or like if they keep making bullish moment, I think it's gonna be an obvious put, right? It's gonna be an obvious put, but my point of interest to play put is somewhere over here. We're at the supply zone, right? So in this case, let's just wait and see when they open, or maybe on Sunday when ES or when the future markets open. Take a look at the future market and then see what the price action is looking like, or maybe what kind of pattern they're looking they're forming, right? So we can see like a little of rising wedge over here, but we don't know where the bottom is, the bottom part yet. So in this case, like this is just a quick take of a look with SPY, right? And then let's take a quick look as well with the Dow Jones, right? So Dow Jones didn't really make a big move. It's pretty slow. It's been down in the past 4 days. Like it's been down big. So we have a couple supply zones that we need to take a look, right? And then we need to see the bigger time frame, and then what does it look like, right? It's been bouncing off this trend line. They bounce it off this trend line, and then now they're creating a lower high again, right? A lower high. From based on what I look on Dow Jones, it might be forming a bull flag, right? It might be forming a bull flag, or we could be just ranging at this zone. So we found an aggressive seller. So we find a supply zone somewhere over here, aggressive selling, and then aggressive selling. So we need to be very careful like with this trend line, especially like at this key level where they sell aggressively. What is it? Remove. Yeah. So we find that at this level, at this key level right here, they're selling very aggressive, right? So this is a very important key level, right? And then this one right here is right at that selling point of the key level. So we have sellers here, we have sellers at this key level, we have another sellers at this key level, we have another seller at this key level. Okay, so just to let you know that be very careful of playing calls on this level, right? Just to understand that, be very careful playing calls on this level. All right, and then okay, so another look, and then we kind of trying to do a pullback with Dow Jones, but just trying to be sure, pull out the Fibonacci's, and then we have 0.6 right at this supply zone, right? Right at the supply zone, we have a 0.6 Fibonacci. Just pull that out and then see if we're gonna break through. It looks like we're about to break through, but remember, if we want to play calls all the way here or here, remember our point of interest to enter that position is right on this neckline right here, where there is a demand, an aggressive buyer, right? So for Dow Jones, our entry will be somewhere right here, right? So we just gotta be patient with it, and then the same thing with SPY. We just gotta be very patient with it. That our buying zone right, will be somewhere over here. This is the demand zone that we are waiting for on SPY. If we want to enter a call, right, that's the demand zone we're waiting for. And then also pay attention, this is a demand zone as well, right? So if they are keep bouncing over here, that means we have a sign of strength, which forms a bull flag to create a higher high, right? So just pay attention. It's a little bit scary. Just pay attention to both market. If they want to go up at the same time, then we can start looking for entry over here, right on this area, right? Just start looking for entry, and then we're gonna go further up, right? And then our selling point will be at somewhere 398.6. Right, just keep that in mind. And then also we're gonna talk about maybe some other stock as well. Okay, so notice that we have a selling point right at this key level. So be very careful. We're very close. There barely any good risk to reward to this level. To this level, there's only, I think this is the big selling point. One of the major selling point over here, right? And then we bounced off the 50, right? We bounced off the 50, which is right at this demand. We bounce it off, and then now we've reached our target point, right? Target point. And then if you want to look for put, it's somewhere right here, right when it's formed a bearish formation or when it's creating a reversal. So that way you don't get caught in the wrong direction, and pay attention to the market as well. Alright. Then for Amazon, there's too many noise. I'm gonna delete everything for now, just so we can have a clear vision, less noise. Alright. So we have a big major selling point on this level, right? Big major selling point on this level. So I guess, are we seeing like a potential buyer to break through this range over here? This is looking like a range, right? Are we seeing potential buyers to break through this range up all the way to 103.5 or 0.46, whatever, like on that level, right? Are we gonna see a buyer breaking through this level? I think we're gonna see it. A lot of people are very bearish ever since the news, so I guess this is kind of like a trap for the bearish people, or maybe like trying to hunt their stop loss or something. So just be aware of that. And then also we have a demand zone right on this mini level, right? I mean a supply zone, sorry. So we're gonna dissect that into 15 minutes time frame, and as we can see, we found the supply zone, the local supply zone, or fine selling. Okay, I think this is too big. I'll make it smaller. Okay, so the real supply zone is right here. You can see it in the 15 minutes time frame. Maybe let's do 1 minute. You can get the picture. Yeah. So 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You can see the bigger picture of the supply zone, and then also, I think there's a no. Yeah, there's nothing else. There's nothing else. 5 minutes, and then the other supply zone is over here, right on this level, the main key level. Okay. So all we need to do is just break this level. And then one more thing, that we haven't really tested this demand yet. We haven't really tested this demand. So if we want to play call, they have to come back down over here. They have to come back down. I need to see the buyer to be present, and then we'll make the call. Alright, we make the call. First trim is on 98.91, and then the second trim should be somewhere over here at the supply zone. I think. Wait, Do you have another supply over here? Yeah, I think we do have another supply over here. Yeah. Yes, we do. Let me do a quick take on it. Hold on. Let me extend it. This is getting difficult. Okay. So around this key level, we have a couple supply zone. So this is the main supply zone where we're gonna see probably a seller coming in, stepping in, and then start pushing the price down really hard. Okay. So our first profit taking target is somewhere over here. If this goes back over here, watch the pattern. Sometimes they create like a head and shoulder, right? But it could be fake. Let's see though. Let's see. We have to be patient on this one. So my goal is probably going to this area, somewhere on this area over here, and then start taking profit. Maybe we can have a good swing risk to reward, right? That's it for Amazon, and then for Nvidia, it's looking very bullish again. Right, everything's looking bullish, guys. Everything is looking bullish. So we have a supply zone. Well, maybe it's not a supply zone. This is more like a key level that we can see. Right, it's a key level at this area where a lot of selling keep happening. Right, they keep rejecting this area over and over and over. Right. And then Nvidia also haven't tested the the demand zone as well. So we have a demand right here. This is the main demand right here. That's the main demand. I think I might just put it, yeah, I'll just put it right here. I think the demand is over here. We're kind of pinched in between demand zone and supply zone at the same time, which is not a fun thing to look at. There's a very low risk to reward, but we can see like a $10 move or something. Yeah, pretty close, like $7, $8 move, right? I mean, it's not a bad risk to reward. $8 move is good. And then also Tesla, right? I think we'll start seeing Tesla trying to break the supply zone. I think it's trying to retest the supply zone, and notice the trend, right? Pay attention to the trend on Tesla. We found the trend, right? We found the trend. Every time you're touching the trend, it keeps jumping and jumping and jumping, right? It keeps bouncing, another bounce, and then pay attention with this one. If this gonna create a falling wedge or something, right? And then we have demand zone, this area, we have buyers, but it's not that significant. The main significant buyer is right over here. I think we have to look at the 5-minute. Okay. Then we found it. We found the buyers. Buyers are right over here. This is where the main buyer's at. So this is not the main supply zone. I mean the main demand zone. The main demand zone is right over here. Okay. And then also we have a major supply zone as well. One of the major supply zone, which is a previous high. Right. We have to break through. So this is invalid because we broke it. And then also make sure you have the Fibonacci's as well, just in case. Just in case it bounces off right at the Fibonacci's level, creating a bull flag to go further up, or maybe like it broke all Fibonacci's and then we start like breaking this trend line and then we're gonna fall down. So if we're gonna fall down, like it's a good risk to reward since this is not the main demand zone. We're gonna go back down here at the main demand zone, and then there's another main demand zone right over here, and then the other one is right over here. Alright, so we have 3 targets on Tesla if it broke down this this wedge. Okay, but I'm starting to see a weakness. This is a big selling point right here, and then we're running up, but we don't have enough momentum to go up here. So we're kind of seeing a divergence. maybe we're seeing a divergence, but I don't know. So far, there's no telling that this is gonna be a downtrend yet. It's still moving hard aggressively, and then it's not even done yet. All right. So let's see. For Tesla, if you want to play put, we need to see some type of reversal at this supply zone. This is gonna be our point of interest to play put. All right. So you know. Okay, I guess that is it for today. And I want to give you guys a homework as well. Look at some stocks that you never played before, you never touched. Maybe a Home Depot, maybe Costco, or maybe some of the big banks. Try to do your own analysis, so that way, like, we have more chances, we have more opportunity to play on so we can start making more profits. So the more things that we can analyze, the more eyes that we can see, then we can start making bigger profits. All right. So in this case, please do your homework, and that's it. All right. Have a good weekend, guys.